Growing up hurt by major life events, hurt that affects a child's sense of self. Pain impacts a child's sense of feel for self-care. Sadness that influences the neurophysics of self and brain and body rotations from states of mind. Human system science in the best interest of the child's mental health and self-awareness. The room always seemed dark, even though the lights were on. This darkness was not merely a matter of lighting, but a reflection of the emotional environment shaped by significant life events. Growing up hurt by these events deeply affects a child's sense of self, creating wounds that can persist far beyond childhood. Hurt upsets a child's sense and receive path in multiple ways. It weakens their sense of identity and erodes their capacity for self-care. Pain influences the child's ability to feel and respond to their own needs. Sadness is a pervasive force that shapes the neurophysics of the self and affects how the brain and body transition between different states of mind. The journey of a child growing up hurt marks the crisis of self. There is a clear struggle to resist the conditioning that would alter the physics of the self, an attempt to avoid showing any signs of care or vulnerability. The child may also resist the process of energy, action, feelings that arise from the neurophysics of the self, and may avoid the experience of reflective storytelling. A lack of openness that prevents the brain from the full experience of emotions within the context of both brain and body challenges. The transition between external influences on the self and internal neural responses that can often result in a crisis caused by the absence of effective information processing and signs of discipline. You discipline a child's body through learning how to talk to their brain, the neurophysics of the brain's body, the crossover from a sense of feel for how the brain talks back. In the new frontier in brain talk, you lead through your sense of feel for self and the child. You prepare yourself to adjust how you think and feel emotion, to adapt to the child's understandings of the way you use talk, to extend ways to choose to process your physical contact and neural interaction. The aim is to inform the child's brain, instill the will to choose to accept values, rules, and expectations, so that the child's brain responds to the reactions of their body. Dr. Slayton explains how true discipline originates from brain and body learning, rather than by mind and body coordination. This approach highlights the child's need to know how to inform self on ways that the brain disciplines the body. Learning the roles of the brain within the context of trained states of mind helps the child learn to accept training as forward feed and processing of the training as backward feed. Learning how to live through the experience of pain, hurt, and sadness by choice, processing the program. The experience of pain, hurt, and sadness often stems from conditioned states to react rather than taught how to respond thoughtfully. This feature is crucial in understanding how to process emotional states and navigate trained patterns of behavior within the framework of human systems science. Skinner's black box. Traditional educational models such as Skinner's black box theory emphasize stimulus response training. In classroom environments, this approach centers on conditioning students to react to specific cues or instructions, often without fostering a deeper awareness of the underlying neural and emotional responses involved. Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy of learning provides a structured framework for recognizing and assessing neural responses to instruction. By categorizing learning objectives, educators can better understand how students process information and develop cognitive, emotional, and behavioral responses. Brain Talk curriculum. Dr. Slayton's curriculum merges social and academic sciences to improve sense and receive path, challenges between brain and body learning and mind and body training through process skills such as how you read to the brain to interpret and absorb sense data, which shapes the way the brain processes states of mind. How you write to the brain to express the way you feel things to think and reflect through journaling, note-taking, and self-help as signs of reflective storytelling. How you draw to the brain to create visual and neural connections that moves through the transfer of social and academic challenges. How you act to the brain to change behaviors that affect the direct flow of sense data through the received path to embrace the experience of self and others. Participating with your brain and leading the body. Actively engaging your brain in guiding bodily actions nurtures harmony between thought and movement, improving coordination and awareness. Performing brain talk. The conscious practice of communicating with your brain, recognizing the continuous exchange between mind and body, is central to the neurophysics of self. Recognizing neural responses. A key aspect of human system science is identifying the neural responses elicited by instructional strategies. Recognizing these responses enables a child to become more aware of how their minds and bodies react to external stimuli, which is essential for fostering self-awareness and adaptive learning. Sensing, feeling, and focusing emotional experience. Human systems science offers tools and methodologies for sensing, feeling, and focusing on the experience of pain, hurt, and sadness. This approach supports how a child learns to process trained states of mind, transforming automatic reactions into purposeful responses. When you consciously engage in these emotional experiences, you can reshape your attitudes and reflections to promote better mental health and self-awareness. Brain Talk Books Part 4. Developing the ability to process pain, hurt, and sadness requires more than simply recognizing these emotions. It involves actively learning to live through and understand the way these feelings are experienced. Processing the sensation of hurt is not just about enduring discomfort, but about learning how to navigate life while fully inhabiting the emotional landscape that comes with it. Similarly, learning to process pain means developing the capacity to approach and learn from the feelings associated with pain and hurt. This process requires thoughtful reflection on how these emotions feel in the body and mind, fostering a deeper awareness of their impact. The ultimate experience, processing the experience of pain and hurt, is an exercise of thinking through memory and reflection that creates sadness. Engaging in these emotional states cultivate a progressive investing perspective, how you live each day to become more informed and disciplined. This approach develops the capacity to think about and respond to pain, hurt, and sadness, to understand that these are both neural and physical drives within the human system. Human system science highlights the importance of recognizing subtle brain-body signals, especially during crises, to improve self-mastery and emotional regulation. Insights from Brain Talk support mental health and provide scalable strategies within brain's body learning. Understanding brain, body, and sense messaging.